Barrett, a program director at the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm here with Anita White, Associate Director of Enrollment at Year Up Pittsburgh. Anita, thank you for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me, Gina. I'm really excited to have this discussion with you.
Well, great. We're anxious to hear some more information. Can you tell us a little bit more about Year Up Pittsburgh?
Absolutely. So Year Up Pittsburgh, Year Up actually is an organization that's been around for 22 years. And it launched its newest site in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right as the pandemic hit. So March 2020 was when I started this position, and we have been here since then. Our first cohort of students started in March of 2021, and we have 3 classes of students with us currently, including a class that has already graduated. So what we are is a workforce development program. It takes 12 months to complete. It's tuition free. We serve ages 18 to 29. Folks who have a high school diploma or a GED are eligible for our program. And what we do is we train young adults on soft skills and hard skills that get them prepared for the corporate environment. And we get them matched into an internship after the first 6 months of the program is completed. So the first 6 months of the program, they're doing training, they're learning different skill sets in business fundamentals, investment operations, project management, application development and support. And after they complete that, they'll then enter into an internship with a corporate partner. Our corporate partner here in Pittsburgh is the Bank of New York Mellon. And so they'll finish the program the final 6 months, completing their internship at BNY Mellon. And the end goal is, number one, for students to be able to get converted into full-time employment, and also to give them experience in what it means to be a professional.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the training looks like for that first 6 months? Is it like a classroom? Where are they going for that?
So our program has always been designed to be a hybrid model before the pandemic started. So that was actually in our favor because we didn't anticipate that, the pandemic would happen. And so our program consists of the hybrid model for the first 6 months, and students can anticipate to be completing their coursework remotely, and 2 to 3 days a week. They may or may not be required to come into the office. In general, they would know ahead of time when they need to be on site, where we might have programming days in person, but majority of their time will be spent remotely completing the program.
And then when they go to the internship, are they usually on site for Monday through Friday?
It depends. So every student is matched into an internship department. And so interns who might need to be in person, it would really depend on the kind of work that they're doing. But majority of our interns are also remote as well, because everybody has adjusted to this remote workspace. And so a lot of teams at BNY Mellon have been able to adapt and adjust and complete their work remotely, but they may be required to come into the office 1 or 2 days a week as well.
While a student is going through this training, I believe that there's a lot that you offer to try to overcome obstacles. There's a small stipend during the first part of this, and then there's also some salary during the internship. And then could you maybe speak to the sustainable living wage once a student completes this program?
So we have a student services department, and they play a key essential role in the success of our students. So what we try to do is eliminate barriers for young adults who are coming into our program. Barriers can look different for every individual. And so what we do is we assess the need of each student once they've been accepted into our program. And from there, we create a plan to ensure that they're going to be successful, whether that means we need to help support them with creating a budget so that they can have sustainable living throughout the program, or maybe they need a transportation plan, maybe they need to apply for different assistance, or whatever the situation might require for our young adults. And so we call those wraparound services and support. And our model is a high support, high expectation model. So we expect our students to show up every day, put their best foot forward, be on time, complete their work on time, and really take advantage of this opportunity. And in return, we provide them with high support, and we prioritize the needs of the student. So while they're in the program, one of the ways that we provide support is we actually pay them to come to us rather than, when you're going into a college program or anything like that, you'll be paying to go to school, right? But we actually are providing an educational stipend to our students, and students earn $200 per month within the first 6 months of program. And then once they get into their internship, they'll earn a minimum wage through BNY Mellon. And so that does continue to provide support for the students. We also have dedicated hardship funds. We have different ways that we can provide support to students that are unique and tailored to their needs as well. So that $200 stipend might look a little different for an individual who might need more support. Maybe they need gift cards for grocery shopping for their first few months as they transition, because there are some changes that might need to take place in their lives or sacrifices in order to complete the program. Now, I will share that our national average starting salary for our students is $44,000 a year. But in the Pittsburgh market, we have seen higher salaries than that have been offered to our students since they have graduated. And so, but I'll state that our national average salary is $44,000 per year for our graduates. And that's a pretty high number given the fact that they have high school diplomas, GEDs, they've not yet gone to college. They've not yet had any work experience other than this program. I can tell you when I graduated college, my salary was much smaller than that. But the great news is that this is only a year to complete. So let's just say a young person does accept their full-time job offer. They're making pretty good money. Now they've had experience in work. They might know now, what do I want to do when I grow up? What do I want to do as an adult? And now they've had that experience, so they can begin going to college and taking classes, and continue moving forward and taking steps to better their lives and improve their situations as well.
What makes someone a good fit for this program?
So the first step is to ensure that a young person meets our criteria. So they need to be living within commuting distance from Pittsburgh, so that whenever they do need to come into the office, it's not a huge burden for them. We serve ages 18 to 29. And yeah, the adults who apply can have up to an associate's degree, but it may be a few additional credits, but they need to meet the basic criteria, and they need to be authorized to work within the United States as well. In order to thrive in this program, we do ask a lot of questions at the beginning about their living situation. What's your support network like? What's home like for you? Do you feel supported at home? What are your finances like? What kind of bills do you have that you are responsible for? So we're looking at the whole individual, because we know that $200 a month is not enough to live off of, and it's not meant to be a livable wage. It's really meant to offset some of the costs of going to program, like transportation, clothing, etc. But we also are looking for an individual who has ambition and a drive, who has that intrinsic motivation to want to succeed. Because like any other program, whether you're in college or you're going through a training certification program, whatever it is, you've got to be willing to get up every day and willing to put the work in. When it gets tough, we're looking for a young adult who can display that they have persistence. Oftentimes you're doing a lot of self-learning. You may need to jump onto YouTube and watch a couple videos to understand exactly what does this coding process look like. And our students have become very self-taught, very self-aware, and self-motivated. And those are some keys to success that I've seen with our students as well. And so being able to just show up and trust the process. It takes a year to complete. Sometimes students, it gets tough and they think, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. But I always share with my students that a year seems like a long time when you're in the middle of that year, but when you look back, you'll realize, oh, that went really fast. And so we're looking for an individual who has a strive to learn, who's persistent, who can be dedicated, and who's willing to put in the work as well.
Well, Anita, thank you so much. A lot of great information. Sounds like a great opportunity for some folks who may be interested.